Hi, if you built a heater like this, safety always comes first. Now, I want to talk to you real quick about safety. Now, the heat from this goes straight up. Any type of heater like this, or even a can heater, or one like this, the heat automatically goes straight up and it gets very, very hot. So if you're going to use this in an area, put some type of heat shield. Now, this is a simple DIY heat shield that is nothing but a piece of aluminum foil, and I have two metal clothes hangers that you can see here I just bent. Now I can feel the heat right here. It is coming out the front now instead of straight up because of this heat shield. Now there is not much heat right here at all. I did put a little bit more water in there. Now there is some heat, but not as nearly as bad as it was before. Now I'm going to turn this up all the way. And I feel all the heat coming out right here. It is really super hot. Because what's happening is it's heating up, coming out the top, hitting this heat shield and coming out the front. Because I have it at an angle. Now this is not even really warm. I mean, there's really no heat coming from back here. Now when you make your heat shield, you can make it a variety of ways. This is just a simple one. And what I did was I just bent the clothes hanger however I felt like it would fit. And then I just grabbed here and pulled up. So it would be more of an angle this way. You can see the water boiling. That is much too hot. I'm going to turn this down. Here's minimum. Now the water is still boiling, but that is really turned down, and I still feel the heat coming out of here. Now it's really coming out the top, but this heat shield is diverting the heat towards the front. Yeah, I mean it's nothing here. Now here is starting to warm up. Here, really nothing. I mean hardly any heat. But if you need a great deal of heat, of course, you're going to use this on high. I probably have about this much water in here, somewhere like in there. So it's going to boil really quickly. Now this is on minimum. Right there on minimum, or pretty close to it, maybe a little bit underneath. And I do feel the heat coming out. It's a good deal of heat. If I touch this foil right here, I mean, it's really hot. Now, once it comes out, the heat shield, it is going up, but it dissipates quicker. Now, if you make a heat shield like this, or any type of heat shield out of foil, put the reflective side towards your heat. Oh yeah, that's putting out a huge amount of heat. Now, I made this because if you make any of these DIY heaters, whether it's the can heater, whether it is just a regular foil heater like this, or my favorite right now, this is my best design, which is the can with the foil. You need a heat shield because that heat is going to go straight up. Yeah, and this is keeping the heat away from the cabinet. There's no heat coming down from here. It's all coming out the front. Right here. I mean, literally right here. I'm a good foot away from it. I can feel heat. In fact, I'm a pretty good ways away from it. And this is on minimum. And once again, if I put this on high, this will put a huge amount of heat. But remember, these cans only last so long. And you can see the water boil, literally. Wow, that is a massive amount of heat. So even on high, it's protecting what is above it. This simple DIY heat shield is putting the heat out the front, and that's where you want it to go. You want it to come outward. Yeah, that is way too hot. And you can see the can with the water in it is not getting red hot. All right, let's turn this down. This is getting really hot right here. Now that's barely on, and I mean barely. And I still feel heat right here coming out because what it's doing, the heat's coming through here, going out the top. That's hot. Hitting the heat shield and coming forward. So if you're going to use something like this, yeah, there's nothing back here because all the heat's hitting this and going forward. And I feel warmth here, especially right here. I can still feel that right here. So once again, this is my best design. But if you're going to use any of these, make you some type of heat shield to direct all this heat forward, because you do not want it going straight up underneath like a cabinet or something like that, because it gets super hot. Now, the way I put the foil on, I just set the foil over and I bent the foil over just like that. It came around the top, under the bottom, and I just used my fingers to like smash the foil around the clothespins. Safety first. You do not want so much heat going up underneath something to where it can catch that on fire or damage something. So I decided I would make a simple heat shield to show you how easy it is to make a heat shield to where you can use one of these heaters and the heat just not go straight up. I mean, it's hitting this heat shield and it's coming out forward. Alright, that is it. I'm fixing to go. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave something in the comments section. Always be safe when you're using any type of heater, especially a DIY heater. And it's starting to get warm right here. Once again, if you use a heater like this, start off on high. Get that water to boil real good. If you're using water at all, it will work without water. I just find that it keeps the can in better condition if I have water in it. Oh wow, that's especially right here. It is really warm. Wow, that is downright hot. All right, I'm shutting this off. And it is still cool to the touch here. Now, I'm not sure about these. They're still pretty cool to the touch. You know, barely lukewarm. Now, the foil up front is going to be extremely hot, so I'm not dumb enough to touch that. Foil in the back, not even warm. So, make you a simple heat shield if you're using any type of heater, and it is putting out a huge amount of heat. That's it. Once again, I just took a metal clothes hanger and just kind of made it fit. One on each side, went through the holes. And taking this apart, of course, you're going to tear up your foil, or you can unfold your foil to take it apart. You can see I just a couple bends and twists. But always make sure if you're using a type of heater like this, have a heat shield. You want that heat coming forward. And the more you have in the front up, like if I had it like that, it would be coming out right there. Yeah, this definitely like this works much better. The heat is coming out a lot. I mean a whole lot. These are DIY heaters. Because they are DIY heaters, I want you to be safe when using these heaters. These are for emergencies only. I have to apologize about the shaking. My hands are not working well. And even turned down low like that, there's still heat coming out right here, a pretty decent amount. So maybe this will help somebody out in a bad situation. I hope it does help somebody out. But if any heater like this, make sure you have some type of heat shield over it if possible. Or make sure there's nothing over this heater. I mean nothing. Within 6 feet, literally. Because this heat is going to go straight up. So you don't want something like this to catch on fire or get too hot. And once again, the heat shield is protecting everything. It's sending all the heat to the front, and that's hot. And that's barely on. And it is putting out a good deal of heat. Alright, that's it. I'm fixing to go. I appreciate you watching. Once again, this right here is my favorite design so far. Because it works so well, I'm not going to make any other DIY heaters. If you're somebody out there that makes a DIY heater, feel free to leave a link to your video in my comments section so others can check your video out. That's it. Everyone have a good day. Bye.